Last question, John Bufton.
Thank you, President. President Barroso, I'm glad that you raised at the G8 summit the issues of the problems of the eurozone. I think it is a crisis, and we all know it's a crisis. But like the previous speaker mentioned, many member states, we had issues in Madrid recently when people were protesting on the streets. They were in Lisbon, of all places, protesting, and of course we've seen what's happened in Greece as well. Isn't it time, Mr Barroso, that you actually stood up? You mentioned a few words ago about telling lies, and tell the truth and say there is an option that these countries should be allowed to leave the eurozone. It's the only way out of it, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
I respect very much all our democratic states, so it's not up to me to tell what they should do in that matter. But of course we know that Greece has no intention to leave the eurozone. I am in constant contact with the authorities of Greece, not only the authorities, the main opposition party, and they know very well that they do not want to leave the eurozone. So probably some of you, distinguished members, you would like the country to leave the eurozone, or your country is not in the eurozone, and we respect that. But the country is very committed to the European project, Greece. Now the country has difficulties, and we are trying to support it. But once again, don't be ideologically attached to the euro. The reality is that there are countries outside the eurozone that have at least comparable problems. Iceland is not a member of the eurozone, and Iceland went bankrupt. Let's put it frankly. Iceland, one of the most rich countries in the world before the financial crisis, rich per capita. I mean, we have also in the European Union countries that are facing the same kind of difficulties because of very high levels of expenditure. So the reality is that the euro is not the problem. The problem is a very high level of debt or a very high level of deficits in the economies.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President, for being with us for 1 hour, giving us answers for sometimes very difficult questions.